Do you remember the story of the 20-mile march? If not, let me take a moment to remind you. Norwegian Roald Amundsen is the first person to reach the South Pole. He gathered a team of 4 others to join him on this quest. Each team member had a unique task and skill that they would use during this quest. One was a carpenter, one was a master mechanic, the other was a good sled dog driver, and lastly, he had a championship skier. The team didn't just set out and go to the Arctic and then go across to the South Pole. No, they had a strategic planning meeting. They meticulously planned out every aspect of their journey, the proper transportation to use. They calculated the mileage to the South Pole and then came up with a plan. They opted to use sled dogs and skis to transport their goods, and then they decided that they would march 20 miles a day no matter what. They figured that if they were steady and consistent, they would meet their goal. Amundsen and his group set out on November 1st, 1911. Their competition, the Englishmen, took a very different approach. Scott set out for the South Pole on November 1st, 1911. He immediately ran into issues. The weather conditions in the Arctic were harsh. The unproven technology of the snowmobiles had them freezing and breaking down. The ponies also weren't used to the conditions of the Arctic. Unfortunately for Scott and his team, they had to resort to pulling the snowmobiles using his manpower, and then the ponies ultimately had to be let go because they weren't used to the conditions either. Ultimately, the British made it to the South Pole, but when they did, they were surprised to find that the Norwegians had beat them by 33 days. Quite different results. One is now known as the 20-mile march, and that's credited to the Norwegians. We at ITEX are embracing that same mentality. In February, Chris sent out an email announcing Team Captains. He also introduced the theory of the 20-mile march. I'd like to take a moment to reintroduce those captains to you. Although we have a number of employees that come to work daily and work hard, these particular employees receive the most votes by the leadership team because they embody the spirit of the 20-mile march. They come to work every day. They check off what seems to be little tasks that eventually lead to a larger goal for their team. Mallory Beard, Director of Corporate Accounting. Tim Riggs, Director of Facility Maintenance. Tracy Lipshoe, Director of Real Estate Investment and Development. Tommy Heward, Maintenance Supervisor. Tricia Fazzulo, Construction Compliance Director. Lori Magnuson, Property Manager. Kenny Bob, Vice President, Real Estate Investment and Development. Josh Delarue, Project Manager. Ashley Charlotte, Regional Manager. Regina Hecker, Area Manager. Keisha Daigle, Director of Operations and Software Support. Rolando Garza, Make Ready Supervisor. Janelle Scott, Regional Manager. Justin Haynes, Director, Human Resources and Training. Paige Tucker, Senior Staff Accounting Manager. Kelsey Wilbanks, newly minted Director of Compliance. So these team captains are going to be tasked with going out to our properties, within our communities, and to different offices. So don't be surprised if you see them come to you and ask you questions, provide advice. Just like Amundsen and his team, each one of them has a unique task. We're going to ask them to help us improve and embody this mindset. So I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you. See you later.